After serious simultaneous deliberation and sleepless nights of meritorious thinking and meetings, the indigenes of Hexagon City came up with three major leaders: Gaba, Egwe, and Fakunle, who came up to sign the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with the ruling king, who was not an indigene of Hexagon, while the real world leaders came to witness the signing of the MOU to ensure that they brokered peace among the indigenes of the Hexagon City. The people of Hexagon City were very happy with this new development to rule themselves, lead themselves, and take decisions on their own with less dependence on people from other cities, even though strangers were not sent away from their land. Strangers were allowed to live with them, do business in their city, and even marry their children, but the kingship and other leadership positions had since been relinquished to members of the city. Since then, in Hexagon City, leadership is not by family domain, but members in the family domains are allowed to do selection and election. Subsequently, families were allowed to form royal family groups that considered their candidates or children worthy of the position of leadership in Hexagon City when selected by family heads and nominated to the city's zonal leaders, who then made a formal presentation to the city palace courtyard of the group's choices. Only kings rule in Hexagon City. The enthroned kings must be indigene and must be able to speak the language of Hexagon, especially the language of the zone such a king hailed from. There was no age barrier for kingship tussles in the city, even though underage were not allowed to rule the city. Anyone considered 18 years and above is qualified to be selected and elected king in Hexagon City. The age range has now become part of the city's culture. The first enthroned king was Babalola. He ascended the throne on July 9, 1941. In the reign of King Babalola in Hexagon City, there was joy, peace, and prosperity and progress in the land. But unfortunately, the king did not live long before he died mysteriously after 2.5 years of reign. King Babalola was popularly known as K1, being the first king. He was a household name in the city as he was well loved because of his lifestyle of leadership and the developments witnessed in the city. After the death of the first king, King Babalola, there came another king called Lawa, who was not from the same domain as the first king of the city. King Lawa was enthroned on January 4, 1944. He almost shared the same ideology, leadership style, thinking, and opinion as the late King Babalola, who was the first king of Hexagon City. King Lawa's rule started with peace, progress, and tranquility, just like the first king in Hexagon City. With the continuous progress recorded in the reign of the second king of the city, there came a rancor among other clans and zones in Hexagon City that it should be better to have years of reign and terms of kingship. Enioluwafe led the group's proposition. These groups claimed even though the king is still alive, he can be dethroned or made to rule for a finite number of years of reign, and another king be enthroned just the throne is not null. This argument became very unpopular in the city, and very many of the citizens said that they should continue with the reign of the king, which has been characterized by good things for the city, and that King Lawa's reign should not be short lived.